Anybody have a chance to see the amazing ICT mentorship video where he tells you nothing? Right now, I bet he'd be waiting to buy. Oh, I think I should buy. He doesn't understand the market maker theory. Although he's saying that's how he's trading it. He's on a 2-minute chart. He's taking these little trades out of the market. See, right here I get in. And then he's talking about, what is one good trade a week with my system? Dude, this is a good trade every fucking second. Buy right now. What an absolute wimp. He's not saying anything about the market. And then he's saying, this is what he says. So funny. You know, I think there's bad times coming for people. See, there's always bad times coming for people. Every fucking second, somebody's getting bitch slapped. Somebody's getting their ass cracked. You got to buy low, okay? You got to buy low. I'd be buying Bitcoin right here. If I was a Bitcoinologist, look at this price. Look at the deep discount on this puppy. It just took out the fractal from how long ago? ICT thinks that a goober has to stop here, so they just stopped him out. In a nutshell, what ICT is saying is that there are people that have stops on this fractal. Because they bought way back here, way back when it was cheap, you know, there's smart money. And they got him down here somewhere, and it's just so silly. None of these trades mean anything. If the size isn't any kind of effect on your life, how does it even matter? And so the ICT thing, the funny thing in there is it's all about what I teach. Well, what I teach, he didn't teach one fucking, he didn't say one thing. He didn't say one intriguing thing that would make me even want to come back and say, how'd you do that trade there where you got in on that 2-minute chart for fucking like 8 minutes? And that's amazing. This is amazing trade, man. This is amazing. And then he's talking about I slept in. And then in March, I will not be here, so you're just paying anyways. We're paying torture waiting for this fucker to finally get his shit together. Now, on the 21st of next year, I will come in and I have this other video to just fucking go on like I'm on right now. The fucking market's open. I'm hog long this fucking euro all over again at 113. It's stupid. You're a dumb fuck. This is the Bitcoin, though. But I'm in the euro. $1.13, 31.7, up 30 pips from the bottom. Will it continue? I don't know. I'm up 30. Trying to be up 60 pips today on that euro. 60 pips. Market closes in what, 18 hours? Something like that. Coming up on 12 hours, and 3 hours, it'll be 12 hours, it'll close. Whatever that's 18. And poor ICT. This poor son of a bitch. What I teach in my course is... oh, then he's got this fucking... oh my God, you could die. I call it yearning, learning, and burning. He's got this thing. Dude, what is this fucking... what's his name? Zig Ziglar course on how to trade forex. Zig Ziglar trades forex. Come with the journey with me. How I trade live hogs. He says the most outlandish stuff in this video. It's like he has no clue what's going on. He's a politician. Private politician, I guess. Here we go. Breaking out to the upside. So this Bitcoin's just crazy cheap. Coming in here, and 38. 38. I say buy all the way down. Every time it drops 5 grand, buy. 5 grand, buy. Or just lay limits in there. Just walk away. Just count on it tanking. So buy one right now and just put in a grid and just walk away. So this psychologically is different than being a sniper. If you're going to snipe, you're going to snipe the market, then you are going to have to babysit it. You're going to have to be very secretive because you know the chart can see you, so you got to be very careful. Be very careful because if you're not careful enough, do too many drugs and make you paranoid, you think that the ticks can see us. So you sneak into the room and you think, maybe if I don't look at the trade, it'll go better. Yeah, that's it. I didn't look at this trade and it's doing good. Yeah, watch pot never overflows. Man, that ICT shit cracking me up. The anticipation was, I thought we were going to see some magical stuff. We were all staring at this Ameritrade advertisement screen for the torture of it all. Can't even see a live market. You can't even say, well, I wish I would have bought down here. This was a good place to buy. Why didn't I pull a trigger down here? Oh, it strikes out. I was busy counting all my mentorship money got coming in. Look at this cute little pattern, man. Look at this tick chart. Love the tick chart. Tickety tick. It broke out. I buy the pullback right there. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's who I am. Oof, broke out again. Now the turtle traders just keep buying that shit. When a trend is going, if you started selling Bitcoin up here, it's obvious that the lure of trend trading, that's the yearning. You're in for a trend. You're in bias. I like the bias traders. I got a bias. Fuck you. Listen here, I got a bias for you, son. You're full of shit. You're unrealistic. You have no clue. It's like this guy, this guy on TV, How about him? How about this guy? Well, what you got to do, I wish I could take pregnant pauses like that. Only if you're the president of the United States can you get away with well, the other day, look at this breakout. Isn't this gorgeous? You just love it when a market's going up. I don't know. There's something about it. Look at this tick chart. This thing's screaming north. Got another 20 pips to pile on. But when you come up to the microphone, keep some kind of pace, some cadence. Don't just drop out, but you can just stop talking. Dude, did his gear go down? Something lock up there? Man. Either he's being too thoughtful, too careful. Looks like you want to reconstruct and then he had tangential fucking, hey, sound like me actually, tangential thoughts. Hey, and the other way, and so the other day I was saying to this girl, hey, what the fuck's with that goddamn car you have, She said, what's with that fucking trade you're in? I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. We're both nuts. It's going to be okay. Yeah, I'm letting her trade the account. I told her, if it looks like it's going up, buy. She's out trading me. She has never been burned. She never blew up an account. She's never got into having it. I set the trigger on stun. I just have a 1K set. I give her really slim criteria. If RSI is below 30, press this button. Just give her really slim criteria. I can set her up for the day. I think it's going to be a trending day up. Hey, babe, just keep hitting this button. So that's like a secretary of execution. That's what you need. Front office girl, she's pulling the trigger on these trades. She doesn't know what she's doing. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. You tell her what's going down, right? Don't look down. It's going up. It's going up. See how that rolls? There she goes. That's what we like to see on that tick chart. Tickety tick. Uppity up. And there's no more news. Jobs report came out. The dollar's fucked. Although Bitcoin looks fucked here, but this is just they're just tricking you. They're tricking you into the sell-off here. Don't be tricked because it's just going down nice. As soon as it hits the lows from way back, September. Remember September? Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire song, September. That's a tune. Now, to me, it's a buy all the way to hell. On this Bitcoin, I'm going to tell you what. You could not fuck this trade up. If you anything below here, every $100, and I'd martingale into that, so I'd buy 100 here, I'd buy every 100 handle, maybe every $500. It depends on how much money's in the account. So this is a big problem. How much money's in the account? How many, if you're going to grid it out, just let this thing go, right? So if you're really this demo baller guy, you'd have a bunch of demos that you at least posted, We could take a look at what are you doing? What is this trade about? There's nothing secretive here. You'd buy Bitcoin here. If you had half a fucking brain, you'd buy a little bit. At least a little bit, because you'd be like, dude, really? Look at this fucker. Really? This is why you'd buy here. Because you didn't buy it $68,000. You didn't buy it $68,000. You waited for a $30,000 sell-off to buy. I know, it's unbelievable. You waited $30,000 sell-off to buy. Or you sold up here like a fucking genius. Right on time. Top tick Tommy. Here's that EFT shit at the exchange. And they just fucked everybody. Well, I bought the day it opened right there. You should say I got a little framed certificate from the opening of the exchange. I'm a real goober. I'm a true goober is what I am. You just ask my friends. They'll tell you what a goober I am. And I'm going on separate vacations. She's an ITT guy. I listened to it. I couldn't do it. It's like fucking, it's like it's like that guy that killed his wife in California. It's a Peterson guy. What the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, look at this guy. He's saying he didn't do it. We all know he did it. What the fuck? Like, OJ, dude, admit it. You're killing us. What, do you think we're fucking retarded? Just admit to it. You're hurting our brain, man. We're going to sue you for brain damage. In my mentorship, my tick chart mentorship, what we have here is a failure to tick chart. Okay, so the tick chart, if you want to make it bigger, you just turn off some of these symbols, which I haven't done. So I can control the size of my tick chart, which is, some guy asked me about the 13-minute chart. It's a joke, actually, but, it's 1 minute better than the 14-minute chart, and it's a Fibonacci number, by the way. These are jokes. I don't know. Like I said, trading's a little boring, so gotta have a sense of humor here. I bought, like here, I said, Wilma, what do you think about this trade here? That Bitcoin's really looking good. I think somebody said it's going, how much is it going to again? Oh, just throw a number out there. You said it's going to like, I remember when people were talking, it's going up here. I'm like, we're in the wild world of sports with that. How does that happen? Well, what happens is, so they explain everything. Yes, you do. What the fuck? Yes, if it went to this. Okay, so even if you bought here and you're like, yeah, man, look at this thing. It's going to keep going. It's crazy. Would you really get out there? You know what? Buy more. It's going up. What's the toughest thing about trading is that you really have to, even though if you bought here If you're really a Bitcoinologist, you're going to buy here. If you look at this as being support, every last known low on the weekly Bitcoin, this is the all-time high in Bitcoin. We're seeing the finally you see a range, so to speak. I could just dick around here forever and torture people's souls. But for the moment, if you think it's going to here, you certainly want to load the wagon here and never look back. And hope that is the rock bottomest that ever goes. And put a stop in here. So you're going to risk. Well, another thing is, let me just break it down. I should do so the funny thing is when people formally frame what they're saying in some type of, well, this is module 1 of how to buy low. Okay. In course 1, module 1, course mentorship 5, well, I'm sorry, mentorship 001, because we're going to treat it like micro lots. How to buy. Here's your buy button. Okay, everybody got a finger on the buy button now? I don't know what level people are thinking about trading, but it's pretty simple. Yes, there's some, I suppose, unless you're going to call your broker on the phone and go, can you look at this? Can you hurry up and get to the trading pit and put on this trade for me? Because I think everybody that's looking at the clock right now says, well, it's almost 2:30 in the morning, and wow, everything's on fire. The Bitcoin's making new lows that go back fucking to September. People are shitting their pants. You be buying that. So I buy here. I buy all the way down. That's recommendation number 1. And the ass kicking. So this is just, I think there's a range. I don't think it's going to take out this blue thing. But on the way there, it's going to be very fun and it's going to be a journey. Here's where the real journey is. The journey is the trade. It's not the journey of trading. If you're in really big swing trades, then, if you're going to scalp around that a little bit, like to pad the account, because you don't want to take the whole brute force of this $30,000 sell-off. If you went short Bitcoin up here like a genius, they're like, oh yeah, like Top Tick Tommy and other fucking, just like this Top Tick Tommy. This one now did not make as much money. This one made a pant load if you stayed all the way to here. And look at this bottom tick bobbies. But uniquely a triple bottom, nice triple bottom. Head and shoulders, right? We've seen this, but this is like, if you're going to do the line chart, head and shoulders, very simple charting technique. It's called the line chart. You only have one piece of data, right? The wicks don't matter. This is the moving average, 1 period moving average. This is your trend. It's down, down. If you put in sell limits on the so-called stops that the bears are running, the bears be running stops down here. And that's the idea that you're so smart that you're going to take away the retail trader's stops and get into limits. Of course, but you got to still place the fucking tickets. Right now, I'd run trailing buy limits. If I wasn't in the market, I'd hit a button and I'd be like, okay, let's buy like this. Well, let's just come in. Let's come underneath. I'm not going to chase it. What the fuck? I look like an idiot goober? What an ICT course. Oh, it's 5 minutes before the bottom of the hour into Europe. Markets are freaking out. Bitcoin's freaking out right now. It's Friday. Freak out. This is the Freak Out Friday freak out pattern, which is described in number 5.28 of my course on how to trade big and hard on a Friday morning. It's my Friday morning mentorship course. So you're going to have to bring your own beer, bring your own paraphernalia. That's also included in the, if you're a charter member, but if you're really like a spectacular charter, if you're like one of the inner kind of inner matrix. Once you're in the power matrix of price delivery systems of order block. Did you get your order block enhancer module update? I sent that out to everybody in their emails. Did everybody get that? I hope everybody got that. My water jug just cracked like a fucking shotgun. I was trying to get some moisture here. So we're in the throes of the Friday freakout session, I call this. Bitcoin is freaking out. It's also the crude oil they're talking about. Is crude oil going to go to $200 a barrel? I'm like, man, what a top tick Tommy that crude trade was, huh? Did everybody get a load of that one? Gold took a big run on this fear, but look at gold. Gold's treading, this is the weekly chart of gold, by the way. Treading water. Boring. I mean, like, okay, what's the fucking trade here, dude? There's the monthly gold chart, I guess. It's going up. It's just there. I don't know. What the fuck? Where's the trade? Well, you sell here, buy here. How much you gonna put in this fucking trade, dude? Come on. I'd say let's go to a time frame that would be tradable. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Here's a setup. You don't need anything fancy here. You wait for this indicator. This is a 5-period moving average system. You wait for a pullback. Pull trigger. Okay, there you go. That just cherry picked that. That's where you get the fuck right in there. Got it? Good. So ICT's like, well, I got in here, and there I knew there were stops above here, so I got out here. I took this. Okay. I know there's stops down here. Okay. Lonely. This is the Asia session low. They finally tag it. Okay. And then we engulf. So this is a full auction. We take it down. New lows, new highs. You could have sold this or you could have bought that. But if you sell this, you really have to take some heat until it finally comes back to fair value, which is the middle of the road. Now you got a topic. You could pull the trigger. You could faithfully pull the trigger on all the yellow trades. Buy, sell the blue, sell blue, sell blue, sell, because it's a 4-period moving average on an hourly chart, which gives you, even so some of these setups are ridiculous, it does give you a sell here, and it technically gives you a sell. Wow, this is so insane, right? This is news. So that, to me, this is about placing orders down here because it's just new lows. I wouldn't even think about looking at the moving average for my entry, even though I get the fact that, okay, people are going to buy that, but if I'm anticipating taking out this, I'm like, holy shit, I could still buy here like a true goober. I could buy this breakout and go, look at this thing go. My God, man. But Friday is the end of the week and those frantic moves. And I used to watch the yen come down like this the whole week, and then at the end of the week, this went on for weeks at a time. You couldn't believe it. It's like everything had a slightly different amount of sell-off, but boy, Thursday and here comes Friday, we just almost engulf that sometimes, and or just come all the way back to the starting gate of the sell-off of that. But everything has a different amount of pip movement there. And to adjust your lot size to fit a specific amount of dollar risk. And if you have a fixed size account, then percentage is going to be the same thing. And you just kind of have to see what your threshold for pain is. Get out the nipple clamps to get yourself tuned up. And if a trade's going against you, just tighten up a clamp, Bed of nails. Bed of nails is a really good forex trick, sleep on a bed of nails, you'll never miss a trade. You start doing bobbers, nodding out. 13-minute chart too. 13-minute chart on that one. That's how you do it. That's how it rolls. Oh, a couple Gartley patterns in there too. Sorry, I forgot the harmonic traders. Don't want to leave them out. And the cloud traders. The Heikinashis. That's what this really is. Smooth. It's a smooth how can be smooth. So zoom in, look, and this is the daily. So the 4-hour trend. Supposedly up. On gold, here's this. Here's the pound. Pound broke my trend line, so where's the entry on this trade? We've seen this a million times, right? Oh, look at that trend line break. I like that trend line break. Where do you get in again on that trade? So now you could get in before it breaks. You could get in right when it breaks. But let me ask you this. If you got in right when it breaks, what is the rule system for your money management exit on that? And how's that going to work? Like, okay, so I sold here where it broke. Okay, and I moved my stop to here, and then it came back and stopped me out. Son of a bitch. Yeah, so if you didn't take this, this is 20 pips. So if you didn't take this 60 pips, but wouldn't you just rather have, well, I guess when you do these things, you want to have a channel. So you want to put like a pitchfork off of that, because you want to, if you want to sell the touch of the very top tick Tommy. Of course, now to a grid trader, this would not matter because I'd be selling into this. I'd martingale every 20 pips. I'd sell one more K. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's very soft. Soft martin. It's not a thick scale. It's okay to have a slight. It's okay to go 5 miles an hour. You wouldn't think so, but sometimes 5 miles an hour is just the ticket. It's for certain things. Rough roads. Rough road. And the dailies, I would be buying right here because I'd be buying this kind of like, oh, look, it just made a new low for the scalp, without regard to of course, this is Friday, but if you just flick up here, and you could just end up taking out the high of that day. So if you can see that scalpers trade inside of the day trading inside of this. So I think I can see the scalpers trades, and I can see the big picture on the daily. I think I can see that because the market went up and down at least 40 to 60 pips in one day, that there has to be a fucking setup in there, a so-called setup, a flag, a pennant, an oversold condition to extract. And I know there is because I'm in them. I'm either in that trade, in a swing trade, and I see, oh, look at this 20 pip slam dance here, but I'm in for the next 2 days. I was in this euro trade for 200 pips. Fucking it was fucking 3 weeks. I thought I was gonna die, but and so getting into the market for 8 hours is completely different than 8 days. It's completely different than 8 minutes. And it's a Fibonacci amount too. So 8 minute charts, you could do those too. 5 minute charts, good. It's Fibonacci. 3 minute charts used to run all the time frames. I think I did run a 13-minute chart or something. If the software would let me, I'll do it. Just for curiosity's sake. With the filters, the momentum is the trend line. Keeps going, drifting up, and I drew it on closing prices here, so it's like a moving average. Trend lines don't work. Well, it depends what you're going to do with it, right? So here you would say it's a downtrend. Yeah. Where's the trade, right? What is the? What are you going to do about the trend line? Do trend lines break? Do markets? Then there's a trend line on top of the trend line. So the bigger picture trend line, well, that's still in a downtrend. So if you're really trying to get into what you think is a bias, you're looking for an overbought situation in a downtrend, severely overbought. But what happens when that overbought exceeds, you know, goes past your 618, it goes deeper. So the funniest thing was when ICT came out with his, well, I got something better than 618, is 7.74, 7.4 or something, you know, just slightly deeper. Oh, gee, wow, that what a genius. Really? So you scaled into this one, huh? Okay. Wow, would have never thought of that. You mean you like dollar cost averaging? Well, how long has that been around? That's crazy. Some people might be cashing out here. There's this big sell-off here. Still got stocks to open. Okay, so the trade is, it looks like the market's standing still when you go to these daily charts. But I would definitely be buying this pound as it tanks into the abyss. It looks like it really could heat up here. And it comes smashing down, but this is going to be the huge liquidity smash, deep, old, uncharted prices. This is some old inventory, so to speak. Here too. Could you afford to buy every 20 pips by a 1K? Don't even increase it, even though you are martingaling in, so to speak. Because every time if you put a stop here, when you buy every 20 pips with a stop here, and you've got $300 in the account, I don't know. And you're like, okay, man, this is really taking some heat here. I can't believe it. But when it gets to here, and then you're just going to be laughing because it's like, if it comes to here, and you can afford that, all the way to here, this is the trade plan. I'm just going to buy like for the rest of my life. And if they don't fill it, maybe at the end of the month here. I get it. This is the end of the month. I'll get out. I'll just cancel everything. No harm, no foul. Never got filled. Too far away from the market. You're too far away for this trade to even have a chance. How long are you waiting for these trades? This guy, ICT, this guy is supposedly going to tell us where all the liquidity's at. He can't fucking put a trade on to save his life. This is liquidity entry zone here. It's a kill zone is what we call that, see. I don't think you understand. You know, if you were to, I like this. The other one that's cracking me up is the no-nonsense guy. Why do I just can't stand this attitude of, well, what you got to do here is don't even ask me that question. Okay, listen, just the idea that you have the idea that you're going to ask me that question. Here's what you're going to do, because I don't want to hear it. I want you to go watch every fucking video I've ever fucking done, okay? And I want you to get your fucking brain around that shit. And then you come back to me with your stupid questions. This no-nonsense guy. What in the fuck? What a dick. So put your buy limits right there. Right there. Oh, yeah. This is ripe for the picking. If they smash this down here today, this is the daily chart, so you really gotta look at this inverted hammer. I just have a hint of a candle there. There's a couple inverted hammers there. What does that mean? What does it say? I like when the guys say stuff like, well, rejected price up here. This is a higher high, making higher highs. And so what? So what? Fuck you. If I hear another fucker say it's making higher highs and higher lows and lower low, I'm like, what? This is fucking making... Did your word salad's not making me any fucking money now. Shut the fuck up. I thought I was going to be able to do an unvicious video, but I cannot take it, man. With these guys. Swing high to swing low. Okay, so this means we're in an uptrend. Is everybody paying attention here on this chart? I mean, people love that shit, though. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, it's in an uptrend. Okay. Yeah, and. Well, should I be peeling off some of these tickets? I mean, how long is this trend going to keep going? they come to an end. Wait a second. Wait a second. I got a book right here, son. I spent like $40 on this book. What's the name of it? What's the name of it? Somebody asked me. I have a recommendation for a book. Here's one. The Trans Your Friend. Oh, it is, huh? How's that working out for you? Yeah, the Trans my friend. This is presupposing that you bought on this golden ratio pullback. You know, this stuff is hysterical, man. Come on, man. You know, you just think the whole world's trolling you. If you look at what's out there in this trading educational world, if you type in forex, okay, and you say, give me the latest upload, you see shit. It's not even in English, from another country. People are so all over this shit. You see anybody putting a trade on that shit? It's all like, well, some guy had this analysis. You know, they got that indicator they built. This is adorable. It's just like this indicates like it's like a county fair. Like a Johnny built like a Gatling gun that launches potatoes. Yeah, nice work, Johnny. You see, you killed somebody with that. It's like the neighbor's car. Yeah. He's mentoring people on how to build Gatling potato guns. My son's a mentor. He's the mentor's mentor. I'm really proud of him. He's on an ICT tour. He's learned all the nomenclature. He's really got it down. Oh my God. He amazes everybody. We're just so proud of him. He's a market maker. Yeah, he makes markets. Look at this. Look at this pound's tanking. Oh my God. Is anybody buying this pound as it tanks? Probably not, because by the time I upload this video, this signal service is only good while I'm taping. Unfortunately, my signal service is after the fact. After the fact, could you actually go out and say, okay, you wouldn't be fraud because you could just say, no, actually, I'm going to sell post signals. That would have been a good trade. I don't know. I literally like his mentorship on how to look back on the market. My hindsight membership starts at $200 a month. Amaze your friends. Yeah, I would have sold up there. That was a good place to sell. But I was afraid to put the trade on. I knew there's a supply zone up there somewhere. Fucking ICT. Poor son of a bitch. Okay, so it's a quarter minute. It's 15 minutes to 3 o'clock in the morning. Europe's gonna go nuts over this. Their heads are gonna explode about the Bitcoin this morning. Oh, look at that. The Dow Jones hit new fucking lows here. So big scalper. Big smash down. And if you bought all the way down, bless your heart. You're a real bull. I have a bias. I mean, here's an example of why trend trading can be dangerous. Okay, so you're bullish. You only buy pullbacks. Well, you'd be buying right now. This trend is so like, look at this. Corona, Smackdown, and bullish. Getting a little long in the tooth there, but still bullish. Still, you cannot sell. It's just a pullback of the monthly. See, don't relax. It's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. It's going to be okay. Everybody's with you. Son, we're looking out for you. I know you took the ICT course and you want to blow your brains out. I know, but you know, you spent a lot of money on them journal books with the leather bindings, so you know. Don't throw those in the fire yet. Still could be hope. Okay. Wow, look at the Dow Jones. That is just astounding. But it is getting really long in the toothage. Here's another trend line break system I came up with. You draw a trend line like that, wait for the break. Looks just like the British pound trade. Top tick Tommy. It's got all the elements that you need to sell high, buy back low. Thought that was a sweet trade there. All you had to do was trade that wick. Get your sell limits out in front. Thing wicks down. Insane retrace. Insane dead cat bounce up to here. It really doesn't get any better than that, right? Smacking right into here. Wow. Waiting for the 3 o'clock in the morning to come. But look at this. Look at this daily chart on the dollar yen. What an insane beatdown. You can't see it here, but if you'd have bought this all the way down, you can't see it here actually, because see how it went higher? So if you have buy limits sitting here, you know they felt. So that trade happened based on just buying new lows, even though it is true that in the bigger picture, it's like, wow, you're making this. So if you put on the swing trade at this point, hold some of this position, so scalp the wick and hold it, because you see this is under the floor of that. And if it closes down there, you're locking in this really great price. You know, it's just such a deep bottom. Doesn't mean it's going to go like this or even like this, but at least you know that. And then having your scalps you can take off the table too. That's going to help a lot. So if you swing trade it, and you get in like this, is going to be, I'd say 3 days. I think that's a swing trade. Of course, 8 hours would feel like it too if you're used to trading 5 minutes. It's just going to seem like that. And, taking these little chunks out of the market continuously, or the other extreme is that you're in some big, wide stop, small position, which equals the same amount of dollar risk in the end as pulling the trigger on a very, very close to the market, paying, overnight fees, so to speak, on your commissions, because if you're in a if you're in some gargantuan bad spread where the spreads go to 40 pips in Asian session, and if you have a 200 pip stop, which I've talked to people that trade with 300 pip stops, and you'd blow your mind, they're fundamental traders. They can afford to be fundamental traders because the market can come back their way. So the way they manage their entry, if they scale into these trades based on, I think it's going to drop because this country is doing something that's going to affect their currency price that you think. So you think you've read enough newspapers so you know what's going on, and I'm going to, I've studied the landscape. I went to school for this, So shut up. I know what's going on. Did you read the paper? And all the data that comes in, is the data skewed? Is the data, has the market lagging the data? Are people going and finding new sources, and it just doesn't matter? Like in this crude oil trade people are talking about, when they made new highs in crude oil, I was looking at that and I thought, well, the headlines are going to be, crude's going to $1 million. Like Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Yeah, it's $68,000. Look at this pullback. So here's the crush. We still even had 3 o'clock in the morning come yet, and still got stocks to open, so we could still go down again. We could retest again. I guess the other thing that's unplanned is the retest. So what makes it so funny is the trend trading idea is that the retest, is another chance to get in that great trade. If that trade was so good before, it's great. It's even more better now. Look at this smashed out just before Europe opens. Look at that beat down. Wow, look at that. Just freaking out. Just the euro just freaking out. People's heads are exploding on the Bitcoin today. So you would have cashed out. You would have taken that off the table. That was 35 pips from last night. Those are 35 pip bounce. Look at this pullback. So this is a lot of volume coming in here. This big scatterbrain. It's all about stocks, and we had 14 hours of trading left. It was 15 before, I think. I said 18, but about 15. Okay, so if you're buying this pullback here because you think, well, you know what, it's really going up in the end. This is just a pullback for me. Is this the trend? Yeah, I guess, right? You sell every little tick up. I love the tick chart. It's certainly the raw data feed. And this is the dollar yen. Let's go crude oil here. Take a look at this crude oil psychosis. Top tick Tommy up there. It's going to $1 million a barrel. Actually, I do have the whole story here in the I think I have the $140 prices in here. Look at this. Kind of mind-blowing that people think that that we're going to $200 a barrel. Just try to wrap your mind around how the news is so full of shit. This is $150 a barrel up here. Do you really think, in the wild world of sports, that a market that was so beat to shit over Corona, so does that make any sense to anybody even there? So because of Corona, crude oil goes to this price, like takes out, this is like a earth-shattering 2000, this is an 18-year low. Why wouldn't it just go through the roof? If the end of the world's coming, isn't everybody just going, can I get some more, where can I get some more crude oil? Oh my God. Oh my God, where can I get some more? Oh my God. Isn't that going to be what really people are really worried about? So we did top tick Tommy there on the, we got 4-hour chart. So a lot of people sold that wick. We just wicked up it was a 35 pip from the bottom there. It's the tick chart on the euro here on the right. So if you're on the crude oil chart on the 4-hour chart, you really wouldn't even think about that kind of trade, you know. There would be the sell window, but look at all these sells. Look at there's a triple top here. Plenty of trades here for a buck a barrel. Chop, chop, chop. This looks like a nice buy. Trying to make a buck. Look at this nice wicked out. Comes in. Monday. Ping. Wick. Then get cash out there. What's the next trade? Sell this for $10. Sell up here and sweat it for 20. You would be sweating that a little bit, wouldn't you? This you'd get crushed. Sell, sell, sell. You only make $10. You'd be just annihilated. You just sell. You had to take the $10. Here you make your money back and then some. On the day that looks most punishing, your system. So buying new lows here. Here's where you really feel some heat. If you're going to buy this giant cavern, if you just scalp this wick, this is a lot of $3. But what if you held through this whole thing? Wow, amazing. That is just an amazing. But that's a pretty rare setup. That's very dramatic. All right, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and here come the bum rush. So that was a nice place to buy the pullback. Very nice. Doesn't get any nicer than that, right? It was quick and dirty too. 5-minute chart was just wicked on that. Check out the 5-minute euro. Whew, wow. Look at this smash down. Just top tick Tommy up here. Your classic. Lonely wick buy here. Go to 15. And the promised land is the blue. The blue zone, the promised land. Coming near the high of yesterday. Try to make 30 pips. 60 off the bottom. So here was your bottom tick Bobby. Chiming in almost at the round number. Almost cha-chinging at 13. Rip and golf. A lot of people cash out into the floor. Doesn't quite come back to here. 30-minute chart here. Nice rip. You could have cashed out here in the new highs. Higher highs. That's the preferred exit. We got 1 second, and now it is 3 o'clock. So the wheels should come off this thing. It should be crazy. Be cashing out from here all the way up. And I'm going to go back to sleep after that. Because it's just going to be crazy. I'll put buy limits underneath the market after that. So I'm not going to cash out. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. 30 pips. Definitely cashing out everything here. It's the last day of the week. Otherwise, it's a buy more down here situation. It's one or the other. And that's all there is. That's the long and short of it.